Welcome, everybody. Hey. Happy Monday to you guys. I hope that you guys are doing well. We are about to get this show started. Let's go. All right, y'all. Welcome. Okay, so um FYI, thumbs up the video, like, share, comment, and subscribe, y'all. We have a lot to get to tonight, but before we get to all of that, I, as usual, want to shout out my boy Conscious TV for inviting me on your channel 2 days in a row. Woo, child. It has been an eventful weekend to say the least. So I'm just happy that I was able to clear the air, but we also have some people that were in the chat from last night that were saying things like, "Oh, well, you you were the one disrespecting him and all of this good stuff, talking about the knot, or AKA as I call him, his new nickname is the Brat, the entitled Brat." So let me go ahead on and give y'all a little bit of backstory here, because last night, as I was trying to be cordial towards him and trying to be respectful towards him, he kept trying to be the gaslight, clout chasing, backstabbing hoe that he is. So I ended up having to pull receipts. Now, typically, like I said, I don't do this. However, for this particular conversation, because this is based around an assumption of his that is factually incorrect, so I had to pull the receipt. Okay? Because he said that I was the one that came at him first. And I asked him, what is she talking about? And he said, you was in the chat talking all of that shit, dot. So I said, are you sure that's me? Because that don't sound like me. I'm not in the chat cussing the guest out. That's not what I do. Okay? So I decided to expose him for the fraud that he actually is. So when he got ready to say all of that extra shit, and those there were some in the chat that would believe in his shit, I said, okay, we really gonna get in some things, child. And I might get into Xscape's Latocha and Tamika Scott family drama, and we may go even deeper than in that particular category. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel about said situation. Now, I created a whole PowerPoint. I don't, as you guys can possibly tell, making sure that I go line by motherfucking line, ensuring that I'm clearing the air with y'all and being fully transparent. He claimed that I was in the chat, and that is what he was using as his basis for why he felt the way that he felt towards me. Unfortunately for Denot and those that were his fans, most of y'all were not aware there was another Williams in the chat. Do you notice the difference? William and Williams with the F at the end. So this is what I pulled up when I made the decision to do this. Okay, here we go. Truth number one, I wasn't in the chat as the Brat claimed. So the individual that was in the chat was called Cat Williams Perm. This is who the Brat was responding to. Okay, not me. I was not in the chat at this point. I was not even near the chat at this point. I was actually redoing the replay for the live. Okay, so that I could be caught up because I had missed the entirety of the first half of the live. So I wanted to make sure that I was caught up before I went onto the panel and be all out of sync with what was with what the topic was. Okay. So he was saying that I was in the live. I was not. Now, as you guys can tell, let me remove my banner here so you guys see this. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you talk too much. You get exposed. And sometimes, as I said in the chat before, I told they're not in the comment section after the initial altercation. This was the exact same live stream, the exact same channel where everything went left. Okay, I want you to be. I want there to be some clarity to this. Okay, Denot was responding to Cat Williams' perm. Whoever that is, that's who he was responding to. Denot conflated the talk with William Morris as the same as Cat Williams' perm. We are not the same people. I had a specific issue with you that I needed you to address. Okay? And as you can see, there was I put the timestamp on that particular live so that you guys could go back and see it for yourself. All right? So Denot has lied. He has tried to justify using his nasty ass behavior for reasons I do not know. But Cat Williams Perm was responding to him, and he responded back to Cat Williams Perm. I was nowhere in that fight. Okay. My name is The Talk with William Morris. Okay. So he got this whole game twisted. Okay. So you're accusing me of being in the chat disrespecting you, and the people and your moderator you claim sent the information to you. Did not. The problem that you have did not, and it's the same problem that I pointed out to you as well. You talk too much. And you wonder why nobody likes you. Denot was responding to someone else before I was brought onto the panel. Okay? Like I said, I gave the timestamp of that response. We are not the same people. Whoever you was talking to, that was not me. And they're not. Maybe next time have your moderators triple check who the fuck. Okay? You're vetting, maybe triple check your sources to get it right the first time. So that way you can understand who the fuck you're talking to. So if you think that that excuse your behavior or that justifies why you said what you said to me, you're fucking delusional. Okay? So not only were you trying to gaslight me, you were trying to find fault in anything that I said to you because you assumed that I was Cat Williams Perm, the user that you was responding to. A disgrace. How the fuck are you supposed to be a know-it-all of the law, but you can't even do one simple 1 ounce of research to figure out that the talk with William Morris is not Cat Williams Perm, bitch? How the fuck are you gonna sit there and claim you know the law like the back of your hand and you can file a motion for in front of a lawsuit, which by the way, I definitely agree needs to be tossed out because that was merely it was baseless and it doesn't have anything to do in court. But my thing is this: you sit here and you like to tell other people about what you do and how you do it, and you got all of this connection and shit. And you talk all this big shit, but when it comes to actually exposing people, you try to justify, or when it comes to actually thinking you're in the right because you think or you assumed that I had something to do with that chat. I did not. I did not. This is the motherfucker whom you was responding to. This is the motherfucker who you was actually talking to, not to me. So maybe shut the fuck up next time. Maybe do a little bit more digging before you start accusing me of something I didn't do or say. And before you try to use that as a justification based off of your name, based off of your low vibrational assumption. Maybe start there. Maybe be a little bit more mature enough to not make a scene about something that you were personally responsible for because you were trying to get out of being held accountable due to the fact that you could not find this particular source. Well, I found it for you. That you had no reason to come at me in the way that you did. You had no reason to justify calling me all of those names in the way that you did. And you could not even do 1 ounce of research to figure out that Cat Williams Perm and the talk with William Morris are two completely different people. I was not in the chat as this went on. But your ass studying. You got all that shit to say about, well, You was all up in the chat disrespecting me and disrespecting this and that and the third. No, the fuck I wasn't. And half of the chat that you had on your side for a little bit quickly turned against you. And now that I got the receipt, your ass is exposed. You're a goddamn lie. Pussy popping, two-faced hoe. You got the nerve to justify your shitty ass behavior based on an assumption that you thought was me. Boy, if you don't get your ass up out of here. I was not in the chat. Stop assuming shit and stop trying to find fault with something, with people you barely know, and trying to find fault with them. You're trying to justify why you were vindicated into whatever. But the thing you fail to realize is this: you you brought out the receipt regarding your health, as you should. But you turn around and you do the exact same thing, but you justified it by saying was I was the one that attacked you. Bitch, how? How? How, Sway? If I had indeed attacked you, which I hadn't, you would have had every right to come at me. But I did not attack you. I'm very clear. There was no disrespect thrown towards you. The only disrespect that I had was after you came at me. That's when it all came off the goddamn glove. Then you got half of the chat talking shit, talking about them. Oh well, yeah, you really was the one that was disrespecting him, and you was being disrespectful. I was not. I was not even in the chat. So the receipts have been pulled. You've been exposed for the fraud and ignorant motherfucker that you are. And so maybe next time you will learn your lesson not to fuck with me ever again. Because I don't fuck with motherfuckers who like to lie and try to wiggle their way out of being accountable for what they said. I'm sorry. Like, I got enough common sense to not be put in a position to where I feel like I'm being lied to. Somebody did it to your motherfucking ass. And so now you feel like you can do it to somebody else. You're just as gullible as the rest of them. Okay? You're just as gullible as the rest of them. You're just as ignorant as the rest of them. Your ignorant ass could not handle me. So you resorted to name calling, name association, because your ignorant motherfucking ass could not take me in a one-on-one motherfucking fight. When it came to being held accountable, you couldn't do it. You had to, quote unquote, apologize. That wasn't a motherfucking apology. That was a whatever, whatever, whatever. I hear you. I hear you. You're so used to people being in your ear and puffing you up that you don't realize that I'm about to shoot your motherfucking ego all the way down. You're entitled. You like to find fault and you like to assume the worst and try to find fault in everything somebody says to you when they have made it clear to you what the issue or what the issue was at the time of the conversation being had. But you like to call everybody narcissist. You like to call everybody um, whatever name and insult them. But meanwhile, when all of these other motherfuckers did not take to you, you couldn't be bothered to show the same grace and courtesy that was shown to you. You couldn't be bothered to be the bigger person. You couldn't be bothered to actually come off that bullshit. You couldn't be bothered to make it your mission to be the apologetic one. You couldn't be bothered to have a higher sense of emotional intelligence. Did not. Here's another lesson your ignorant ass should have learned a long time ago. You are going to fall very, very fast if you don't get a hold on that entitled self aggrandizing shit of yours. These YouTube street is not built for people like you. If you do not get a handle on your ego, you like mess, that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with you liking mess. I'm perfectly okay with you um being entertaining and being whatever the fuck you were gonna be. I'm perfectly okay with that. But what I'm not gonna let you do tonight is pull yourself into my space, into conscious space, and pretend like you. Oops, sorry. And try to act like it was raining when bitch. And try to act like it was raining when it was sunny outside. You one of them niggas. Uh-huh. You one of them niggas. You like to pretend that it's raining outside when really it wasn't raining. Give me just a second, y'all. I got another thing I want to show y'all. Give me just a second. This is crazy to me. Yeah, do not. If you don't get a hold of that nasty ego of yours, you're gonna find yourself very quickly in a ditch. Here we go. Keep in mind, this is the exact same user that was responding to the knock. The exact same user. The exact same user. The exact same individual is responding to the knock. I was nowhere near the chat. You call yourself wanting to have conversation about doxing people and about being the person that wants to be doxing people. Okay, cool. But you need to learn the value of shutting the fuck up first. Sometimes shutting the fuck up will get you into larger spaces. Sometimes not, sometimes jumping off the goddamn window, sometimes not jumping off the goddamn window will get you into further the next level. Sometimes owning your shit gets you into respectable places. Mm-hmm. It does not require much of any damn thing. It does not require much of any damn thing. It requires you to work on being a little bit more introspection and work on your interpersonal communication skills so that you can actually grow as a fucking person and not trying to find fault in everything somebody says to you as a justification for why you should behave the way in which you behave. This is why I called you a little boy in my last life. Little boys who are not, who do not have the intelligence, the emotional intelligence to really see beyond their fucking feelings. Now, as I said on Conscious TV platform last night as well, I am not above being dragged. I am not above cussing. I'm not above being cussed at. I'm not above being any of that. But if I'm not specifically talking to you or addressing you in any way, shape, or form, you ain't had no right to drag me. Okay? So let's not act like we're gonna play this game. This is the motherfucker who did not was responding to even way before I got on the panel. This is that individual, Cat Williams Perm. Let me give you some advice, Mr. Hollywood. Next time, do your motherfucking research and vet who the fuck you're talking to. Maybe then you'll be able to understand that I'm not the one you want to fuck with, baby. I wasn't in a chat. I have full control over my platform and over my account. I would know if I was being hacked. I was not in the goddamn chat. And I told you that last night. You got me mixed up with someone else. You're so quick to assume the worst and so quick to find fault with people. And I don't know, as Conscious TV has told you, as Conscious TV has also said to you, you're so quick to find fault, so quick to, you're so ready to assume the worst that you don't do the basic research. And the fact of the matter is, not you have lost this war. Point blank, period. You have lost. Now, I told you I would not fuck with you if you came on Conscious TV, and you're not gonna fuck with me on my platform either. I blocked your ass. I don't deal with bitches like you. But you need to find, but you need to do some personal introspection. You need to find out who the fuck you actually are. Because for whatever reason, you have shown yourself to be a very insecure little boy. And I don't know if that's because of your, if that's because you don't know how to navigate YouTube or not. I don't know if it's because you are you're still not clear on who you are as an individual yet. I don't know what that is. But if you continue down this path, you ain't gonna have any more damn friends. And most of us don't even like you. You have a terrible personality. Terrible. It's sad to me that a grown man cannot or does not want to fix his mistake and does not want to actually make it his mission to be a little bit more humble and show a little bit more humility to the work that he's bringing to the YouTube street. I'm not going to try to guess your trauma. I'm not going to try to guess your what you've been through as a child. I'm not going to try to guess any of that. Okay? But you are very much giving me a person who has some deep-seated issues that they need to work out, and that's in my personal opinion. Because you're seeking some type of validation from somewhere. And I don't know if it's because you don't get that validation in your personal life, so you're bringing all of your baggage online. But whatever the reason is, it's clear you are not capable of reaching your higher self. Because if you were able to do that, you could sit where conscious is sitting. And the fact of the matter is, you're ungrateful. You're entitled. You think you know everything there is to know. And as far as me comparing myself to Radiohead, I never compared myself to Radiohead. I saw myself in Radiohead. Okay? That's not a comparison. You need to learn the difference. Seeing yourself in someone or stepping into their shoes is not the same thing as comparing yourself to them. Okay? I can't imagine what Donat's life must have been like before all of it. But what I can tell you, it is a sad thing to see that a man who can show potential doesn't have it within himself to really, really, really work on himself. And is projecting all of his hurt and anger that he has felt towards other YouTubers onto me when I didn't do anything to him to deserve what I got from him. Do not, as I told you last night, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. And this is not coming from this is not coming from a place of dragging you. This is not coming from a place of uh of saying you need to go to hell or nothing like that. This is coming from a place of genuine tough love, which you need. You need to grow up. You need to get some introspection into your life so that when the time comes, you can at the very least have a greater understanding of who you were and of who you're working to be. Now, it could very well be that you're just a troll and you just don't give a damn. That's a very strong possibility. It could also very well be that you are so deeply insecure, which would explain, by the way, why you said fuck CTV on Friday night before he brought you back on, and shit went straight to hell after that. Because towards the end of last night's live, Janot had an interesting back and forth, I would say. Let me find it for y'all. Hang on, give me just a second. He had an interesting back and forth with CTV. So I'm gonna play this for y'all. I'm only gonna play the audio. I'm not going to play the full video. This is covered under fair use, under the fair use doctrine. So because I want y'all to really get a good sense of who this dude really is under if you strip away all of the unnecessary um commentary in the unnecessary uh craziness and the brashness and whatever. This is who I think not truly is. So I'm gonna put my fair use banner up. This is a fair use doctrine. So we're gonna take it from there. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back, guys, because I want y'all to really, really, really hear this interesting interaction between my boy Conscious and Janot, because it shows it shows the difference in terms of how Conscious operates in terms of his personality and how Janot operate in terms of his personality. And it shows Janot um, showing more and more of his vulnerable side. And this is what I want to uh, catch up on. So here we go. Okay, so let me stop it there because that's a lot to unpack. But uh, let me say this, and I'm gonna walk the fine line here because this is where the life coach in me starts to really want to ask some really hard hitting questions. First of all, Dana, this is my question. First of all, let me ask this question of you. Why do you even care about what these other people are saying about you outside of the STD accusation against you? You literally just arrived on the scene. So why do you have that? It's almost like you're hurt that you're not being received by these other individuals. So why are you allowing yourself to be on the receiving end of what all of these people have said about you or said to you or whatever? Why is that your main focus? But we're gonna continue because Conscious says something here that Conscious gives a great he makes a great point that I think Janot needs to really take under advisement and to really consider. So let me stop it there. Let me stop it there because I want you to understand why this is important for me to hear. When I saw this, I said to myself, so not only was I right about Janot, because the way that he moved was, it sounded like he was looking for validation from conscious, and that's what I picked up on when when conscious first brought him on and introduced him. So this is so when conscious said, "You brought this to me. I didn't come looking for it. You were the one that was bringing your what was fed to you to me, and I told you that I don't give a fuck." So the question becomes, the question becomes, if you don't, if you have no clue, or if you're that, I'm trying to walk a delicate line here because this is the not being at his most vulnerable. Outside of the brassness, outside of the "I'm gonna drag you by your this and that and the third," outside of the insult, outside of the character that he actually portrays himself to be, this issue did not really is a scared child who only seeks validation from those who will not give it to him. Let's continue. Do you see where we're going with this now? He literally exposed the knot right there. Right fucking there. If you were not so concerned with everybody that was talking shit about you, why would you bring it to Conscious TV's platform? If you were not that concerned about who you're dealing with, why would you want to bring it to Conscious TV? This is where your emotional intelligence would have told you, I need to work this out and be a grown ass man. Common sense would have dictated that to you. But no, you insisted. Let's continue. Bingo. Being fucking up. So all that shit talking that he was doing on that live meant nothing. Because this is who Janot really is underneath all of that messiness that he likes to portray himself at. This is why I called him a little boy in my last live. This is why. He was so ready to basically try and assume the worst with CTV. He didn't even bother to maybe think that maybe CTV probably has something going on to consider. He didn't even bother that. So this goes back to what I said in my last live. Everything is all about what I want, what is good for me. And if you're going to be in my circle, you have to go by my terms. This is the knot in a nutshell. And the hardest lesson that life has to teach you is that it's not always about you. Let's continue. So I'm gonna stop it right there. We're almost over the limit. We're very much over the limit here. So I'm gonna keep it kind of short, cute, and all that good stuff. Um, I'm gonna kind of speed past all of that because that's kind of like none of my information. Um, do not is what I I was correct in my assessment of do not in my last live that I did. He's insecure, but more than that, he seeks validation from others that he feels owe him something. And like Conscious TV said, and like I'm saying on my live now, finding fault in something that has ultimately nothing to do with you. You're so quick to assume the worst about somebody that you don't actually take the time to ask them particular questions, or at the very least ask them what the problem was. You're going to fall fast as a result. And these so-called relationships that you think you have accumulated will go away. Do not, I'm saying this for your own good. You need to grow up. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna get to the escape. I'm gonna get to Latocha and Tamika's family drama later on. Later on. It may not be tonight, but it'll definitely be sometime in the next couple of weeks. I have a lot I'm doing. I have a lot going on right now with me, so it will be at some point in the week, just not right now. Okay. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you guys so much for listening to me. And like I said, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. I could desperately need the help. This is not going to be one of those videos. This was a very open heart surgery type of video because it proves that does not have what it takes to do some clear introspection work and surrender whatever issue that he may have within himself so that he can be the better person that he wants everybody to think that he is. All right, guys. I will see y'all later. I'm so glad that you guys have spent time with me. And yeah. All right, peace.